He opts for Flash or Ghost this game. I think it's going to be a Flash, just given that we're in Pro. But, yeah, I don't know if... I don't be a pretty nice start here, as JunJia doesn't look like he can fight Shun.
He has that Conqueror
hold on.
But again, JunJia
Vampire's here,
gonna
Vampire's
get
here.
stronger as the health is lower. Vampire's here,
Great
pops the
flash.
heal, pops the shield. JunJia nearly goes down, but it will be Shun to pick up first blood for Bilibili Gaming. They're gonna get a second on the Vampire as well. Knight gets the final kill credit, and BLG are off and running.
The early priority for them. Not very surprised to see this go to the side of BLG, given what's drafted in the script of the game. Kind of expect to see a 530 Drake in their hands, so executed by BLG to make sure this goes in their favor.
Looks like this Mel pick was pretty telegraphed in terms of Knight knew that this was going to happen at some point, and he had to pick.
Lane. I think Mel kind of uniquely interacts with this game, just denying the gold cards and maybe some of the mid-jungle ganks that you look for when you have a TF on your team to attack his own lane with the free gank setup he gets. That's denied, but also kind of a low-range comp. And, that's a root.
That's going to be it on to HongQ. No flash still on that Twisted Fate to go up with Viper, potentially on a reset rather soon.
I mean, that's just the grubs going down. If Eclipse Nefiri shows, I don't think that JunJia can fight this at all. It isn't close enough on a base to try and get involved here. So, if anything, expecting to see him look for wraps.
Ultimate used here by Bin perfectly alongside Shun, who goes untargetable to make sure it doesn't connect. Another nice interaction in response to Twisted Fate. So JunJia and JDG now going to start this dragon up. Ron has eyes on it. Destiny has been popped just to make sure that JDG know exactly where the opposition is. But Shun now going to jump over the wall, potentially creating another 50-50. Encore going to be matched, but GALA cleanses it. Going to be the dragon secured by a JDG. In goes the rest of the fight, and JunJia starting to pop off with a wild growth. Gets one before eventually dropping. Bullet time coming out from Viper at 1 HP. Will be enough to take GALA down, and Knight shuts down HongQ on the backside as well. JunJia and JDG get themselves the dragon, but it costs them 3 of their players.
When he Ragnaroks, he's going to be strong in that window. Speaking of which, Knight going to be the focus here.
Window could be opened here, but Knight just clears the entire of the way. They're going to go for it anyway because I guess they have to. Reflect going to be used perfectly, and in goes the Golden Eclipse to make it a 1-for-1. HongQ stood for a little bit too long underneath the turret. Nearly would have gone down with one more turret shot, but Knight's able to make it a 1-for-1 for now, but Shun jumps forward to make it an advantageous fight for BLG.
Yeah, I mean, Mel can delete the wave. JDG decide to go for the play anyway, and yeah, they get the shutdown, but at what cost? Now GALA.
GALA now starting to be pretty strong now with the Rangers focus. The Encore forced to come out to delay any further auto attacks from raining in on to...
Again, look to see who Vampire is empowering. I think giving Whimsy to HongQ makes a lot of sense for me. Just speeding up that gold card coming in.
Been tickled at the most by the entirety of the damage of HongQ. In goes JunJia with the Ragnarok, doing a ton of damage, but will not drop just yet. Able to get away with the blast cone is on, and Shun takes him down. Xiaoxu with the Counter-Strike, able to escape, but 2 more go the way of BLG.
I just feel like JDG are signing up for losing fights, and I'm a bit curious they're going for it now, because I kind of like the scaling of JDG in this game. Like, you have a Lulu. I can
JDG here to try to defend, but 4 is bigger than 3, and that's how many BLG send to take this one.
I mean, coming into the day, we really felt like, you know, BLG, they were the favorites coming in, but JDG had a hard road. Felt like that could have maybe been the buff as on.
Another great McHale's, but this time it's not going to matter. JunJia finally getting onto the board. Wild growth on top of him as he's found Knight in melee range. That's going to be a shutdown. And JunJia with a double kill. Able to get JDG back in the winner's circle for now. Bin goes forward with that unstoppable onslaught, but unable to find a knockup. JunJia no longer has the Ragnarok, but still has some damage. And GALA's been untouched with the Ranger's focus. Bullet time is flashed away from as everybody from JDG will go in, take Bin down. He flashes away at 100 HP. The red buff not going to do it either, but a big win for JDG to get them back into the game.
And man, just as I was setting up BLG for taking over, JDG The one thing they got in that last fight, yes, we were questioning why they took it. It was a loss. We were crediting how well On played his way out of that one. But On used his tools around the Rift Herald. It was a beautiful McAllister from this time around, but that was sometimes if you're invisible, it does mean that you're doing your job, getting those shields, getting those heals down. And we have to look out to see if either Enchantress is picked. There are big linchpins for each team's composition. As Herald drop, BLG will take the mid inner turret for themselves.
We're talking about great 80 carries, great mid laners, target selection, a big victory that you get by stealing one of those dragons away earlier. Get the opportunity to maybe opt only for a fight you really want. But looks like BLG want to fight instead of going for the Drake, but in goes JunJia once again. He's empowered. He shuts down Viper, but he will go down in a trade. Teleport has come in, and Xiaoxu now arriving to the fight. Shun is exhausted, but it will be Knight going golden, and Xiaoxu jumps on top of him, taking the Mel down. Double counter-strike, and Xiaoxu carries JDG to a team fight win in the bottom lane. Only Bin remains, but he won't for much longer. A double kill in for GALA, and it's a clean ace for JD.
JunJia's Olaf is breaking up. The polymorph actually goes down on the Shun, and he nearly takes down On with him. Now I'm watching Knight. He's really good last fight. He has split, has gotten himself a lot of resources. And again, this Jax luxury item starting to come in. Zanya's, that takes away even more ways for BLG to try and play and wombo their way into JDG.
So now the Dragon going to be the focus, but that might not even happen until Shun goes down. He forced the use of the Unbreakable, and now here goes JunJia again with the Ragnarok. HongQ going very far forward, but it's going to be able to take down Knight. Xiaoxu not able to land a stun with the counter-strike. 5 seconds until this crucial Dragon Soul spawns.
Yeah, only saving grace for me is that there's no Ragnarok available. So if you can find Olaf, it's a maybe, but that's it for BLG, and it's going to be hard. They're down numbers.
Shun's had a lot of objectives stolen from him. He's going to have to do it again, but no, that just gets bursted down too quickly. Chemtech Soul for JD Gaming. We didn't even think it had enough time for that to be bursted all the way through. HongQ hunting with the gold card. Finds On, but nothing more. As Shun is looking to dash forward, and Knight has respawned and teleported back to the mid lane. In goes Xiaoxu. Counter-strike onto Viper. Not enough to take him down just yet, though, but GALA's looking unlocked. JunJia already picking up one. A second onto Shun. And JD Gaming reigning supreme once again. ECA onto Knight. He flashes away, not going to go down, but it should be enough for JD to go to the Baron Nashor.
I think Bin just took the train out of the country. He tried to TP back in, but all of his friends were gone while he was missing. And JDG, this has been kind of a wild, chaotic game, Grapes, but it feels like off of... And they missed out of the window where they could have fought where JunJia's down Ragnarok. In what was another very good early game for BLG, it gets turned on by JDG. They're looking to close out this game. I think they're going to do so pretty damn easily with a Chemsoul Olaf, Grapes. And this is going to be a 2-1 JDG lead.
The more buff still available for the next 105.
Xiaoxu has a Haunting Guise on his Jax. It's a nice late tech. Maybe Riftmaker into Dusk of Dawn to wrap things up here. Maybe just the damage amp into the Scion. Pretty good. Health stacker.
Oh, knock up on the GALA. JunJia's about half HP. This could be an opportunity for BLG to go in, but the Ragnarok's already been popped, and JunJia will remain invulnerable for now. Charm going to land on a 2. Xiaoxu has been targeted. GALA flashing away for the bullet time, but the Jax is very low. Taken down by the Golden Eclipse, and Knight has found his moment. Dash forward from Shun, takes GALA down, and now BLG are the ones on the comeback train. JunJia is able to escape for now, but BLG now have a numbers advantage for the next 45 seconds.
Good find by BLG. I think the key to that fight was that JunJia, off the Ragnarok, had to retreat. Couldn't step forward, didn't have the flash. JDG didn't take that fight on their terms. BLG were able to stall out, like they forced out Ragnarok, then they stalled out the Ragnarok. They waited for it to expire.
That's from seeing the items.
Yes. Thank you for making the joke they want to make, Grapes. HongQ goes in.
On. Yeah, cleanses away from the arrow again, but not going to be able to match the might of JunJia. Already 1 kill for nothing. The Ragnarok still unlocked. And it takes down at least 1 player here. Bin, he goes forward with the ultimate. That was a ill-mattered attempt by Bin on the Scion. He will go down 2 kills for free into the hands of JD Gaming. They're going to look for more. Xiaoxu jumps forward. Another multi-man counter-strike, and Knight is going golden, but waiting for his eventual demise. Viper on the run, but he's not going to be able to run much farther from Xiaoxu, who has carried this game on the Jax. JDG from the brink will come all the way back and will take a 2-1 series lead over Bilibili.
And Grapes, of all the setup that we had.